Hey man, what it is? This is Deem, and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. There go the Cash App. Show your boys some love. It worked, man. There go the PayPal at Deem by any means. Y'all see that heart with the dollar sign in the middle? Well, that's the super chat. You can press that at any time your heart desires. Say it with me, everybody. I don't care if you leave $1, $10, $1,000. It is much, much, much appreciated. Good news, y'all. Dame got a new bag coming in. Just know that, man. So that's why y'all ain't heard from me for the last 2 days. I've been taking care of some formalities, you know what I'm saying, and making things happen. So, I'm about to be very, very busy, busier than I normally be, but I'm going to still be giving y'all that content. So I don't want y'all thinking that's going to stop. I told y'all about Keyshawn, didn't I? Yeah, everybody come holler at me. Y'all called me names. Y'all said Dean, why he don't just send the contract? Well, you just found out why he didn't send the contract. Like I told y'all, Keyshawn Davis knew well that he was going to fight Dennis Berinchek after his fight. They told y'all that before the fight, and y'all still wanted to argue against it. And then y'all said, Dean, why wouldn't he send a contract? And I tell you, why would somebody send you a contract when they know that you have a fight and you are unavailable? We have had these arguments about Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, X, Y, and Z. Y'all think they going to make it happen for Keyshawn Davis with 12 fights? You don't know nothing about boxing if you think that. He did all of that tank, but I'm fighting Dennis Berinchek. And he's going to do the same thing after he fights Dennis Berinchek. Because all of these fighters use Gervonta Davis' name to build their name. And they know that they have to do that. From Teofimo Lopez to Devin Haney to Shakur Stevenson to Keyshawn Davis, it's the same thing, rinse and repeat. There ain't a fighter at 140 or 135, even Tevin Farmer, William Zepeda, they all mention Tank name because they have to. It's just that William Zepeda has been the only one that hasn't been an Earthman and try to cap and try to lie and try to act like he don't know what that man is. Y'all told me Tank got to fight the best, and I keep telling you, the guys that you say are the best keep not trying to fight Tank. They sign other contracts, go to other promotional companies, and take fights, which takes them off the board every single time. And then y'all talk this A-side stuff. Tank is not the A-side to Bob Arum. He's not the A-side to Eddie Hearn. He's not the A-side to Oscar De La Hoya. Gervonta Davis can't make nobody who owns a promotional company do anything. These other fighters, these B-side fighters, don't control their career. They don't get to choose who they're going to fight, when they're going to fight, how they're going to do it. They get told what they're going to do. Why? Because they're not stars. They don't demand anything. They don't have the leverage to do that. But they also want to get paid and get opportunities. So if they want to get paid and get opportunities, they're going to do as they are told. This has been going on in boxing forever. It's not going to stop because guys say they so-called want to fight Gervonta Davis. Y'all owe Damon an apology and a bunch of other content creators that been trying to tell y'all. Keyshawn Davis knew when he was calling out Gervonta Davis' name, saying he's scared, saying he's ready for Tank. Yeah, I'm so ready for Tank that I'm going to fight Dennis Berinchek first. And that's been my whole problem the whole time. Actually talk about the guy that you know you're going to fight. Stop calling out guys that you can't fight. Because guess what everybody doing now? People calling out Jake Paul and y'all say they clout chasing. But Keyshawn Davis is not doing it. But then when Andy Cruz call out Keyshawn Davis and y'all say, well, Andy Cruz know he can't fight Keyshawn Davis, then it doesn't apply then? That shows that you're biased. That shows that you have a certain disdain or dislike for Gervonta Davis and that you hold Gervonta Davis to a different standard than you hold everybody else. And my question be to y'all, well, if you hold Gervonta Davis to a different standard, then that means that you need to tell the other fighters that he's at a different standard and they need to acquiesce to what they got to do to fight him. You know, like the number one pound for pound fighter in the world did to fight Errol Spence. If Terrence Crawford did it, what makes you think Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Keyshawn Davis don't got to do it? Could somebody answer me that question? I need to know. If everybody has to do it for Canelo Alvarez, why they don't have to do it for Gervonta Davis? It doesn't make sense. What I come to realize is that y'all say, ain't he the best, ain't he the A side, but then don't want to acknowledge all the things that come with being the best and being the A side. You cannot have it both ways, Earthman. It's either you know he's great, just like you had Showbiz out here talking about, I know how great Gervonta Davis is. You just want what? Because if you know he's great, then that means he don't have to prove that he's great to you because you already know that he's great. That means he's already proven it to you. If you can say that Gervonta Davis is great, that means he has already proven to you that he is great. It's the other fighters that's trying to prove that they're great. It's not Gervonta Davis' fault that these other guys aren't stars. They all have had the same opportunities Gervonta Davis had. And don't tell me that it's because he's with TMT or he was with Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather's had a bunch of other fighters and none of them became stars like Gervonta Davis. So that couldn't be the only reason that Gervonta Davis is who he is. Then y'all say, well, Gervonta Davis knocks people out and is exciting. Arthur Beterbiev and Terrence Crawford do the same thing. They're not at the star level that he's at. Elwin De Los Santos is a knockout artist. What does that mean? So obviously that can't just be the only reason. Deontay Wilder is a knockout artist. He's never been as popular as Gervonta Davis. And he was the heavyweight. When are y'all going to start holding these fighters accountable that call out guys and don't fight none of them? Keyshawn Davis has called out a lot of people, everybody but Dennis Berinchek, the person he's actually going to fight. Keyshawn Davis has called out a lot of people, everybody but Gustavo Limon, the person he actually fought. So if Andy Cruz is not in the right for calling out Keyshawn Davis, knowing he's not going to fight him, then that means Keyshawn Davis is definitely not in the right because he's the A side to Andy Cruz, right? Tell him to send the contract because he already lied about sending it. See, I let y'all talk because I like people talk to find out how full of ish they are, because you can't have a double standard. You can't have one rule for one guy, but it doesn't apply to the other guy. Well, the A side need to send contracts. Well, last time I checked, Keyshawn Davis is the A side to Andy Cruz. Last time I checked, if Andy Cruz got to do more to fight Keyshawn Davis, then that means Keyshawn Davis has to do more to fight Gervonta Davis. And then y'all say, what Lamont Roach and all of these other fighters? Lamont Roach has accomplished more in boxing than Keyshawn Davis and has twice the experience, actually. Yeah. Oh, yeah, y'all. Did y'all know Lamont Roach got more fights at 135 than Keyshawn Davis currently has, period? And don't say he was fighting trash cans and all that, because the best fighter Keyshawn Davis has fought has been Gustavo Limon, who wasn't even at 135, was at 140 and didn't even come in at 140. He came in at 141. If you want to say Pedraza is the best fighter he has fought, well, that guy, Gervonta Davis, beat 8 years ago, and y'all try not to give him credit for it. So I don't want to hear none of that. Oh, yeah, he did it younger than Keyshawn Davis as well to become a champion. Yup, that happened too. So I need y'all to actually be consistent in your views, because Keyshawn Davis just made all of y'all look like fools. He actually, only people he's proven right is us that was telling you what was going to happen. Yeah, Dane was right again. Y'all haven't proven me wrong about nothing on this YouTube yet, but I keep telling y'all that. Yeah, I think I do keep telling y'all that. Absolutely, I do keep telling y'all that. But y'all don't want to listen, and that is perfectly okay with me. Don't listen. I'm gonna continue to be proven right. My channel is going to continue to grow. I'm going to continue to give you this knowledge because it comes from a knowledgeable place. I understand Gervonta Davis has earned where he's at. Tell everybody else to do it. You want to fight Gervonta Davis? Do what everybody else has to do to fight Gervonta Davis. Yeah. The fight is going to get aired on PBC and Amazon Prime if you want to fight Gervonta Davis. If you want your promoter to make you cross-promotional, then Keyshawn Davis, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, all of them need to be going to their promoters and saying, sir, this is the fight I want, and your responsibility is to make the fights that I want to have. And if they're not going to be man enough to go in there and do that, you can't blame that on Gervonta Davis. Y'all already know what this is, though, right? Deem by any means. And I holla at y'all.